Joshua Grant wants to know, what book are you reading now?
Okay, so the book that I am reading now, I'm actually reading Death of a Salesman right now for a class project. I am attending Full Sail University in their creative writing bachelor's for entertainment degree. Love, love, love Full Sail. Big up to all my Full Sail students out there, my peers. I love that community. But anyway, right now in my class we're reading Death of the Salesman. It is very, very interesting. It's a tragedy, but it's really, really interesting. Another book that I'm reading is actually it's from the same author that did Wicked. Awesome. His name is Gregory. And forgive me because I can't remember his last name, but his name is Gregory. Anyway, he did Wicked. He did The Ugly Stepsister, which is what I'm reading. It's actually a different rendition of Cinderella, which is awesome, 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 awesome. He has a whole list of books that he's done as well, so big up to him as well.
Patricia Hayes wants to know, are there any new authors that have grasped your interest?
Right now, to be honest with you, I'm just so focused. Haven't really read anything new, just being consumed in my work with school and writing the book and things of that nature. So right now, unfortunately, I've yet to meet you, and read about your work and become a fan, but I know you're out there and I will be blogging about it.
Billy O'Brien wants to know, what are your current projects?
Okay, so, like I said, I am working on DNA, which is the second installment of Shadows of Truth. You guys are gonna love it. Some of you will hate it, but whatever you feel about it, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Also working on an album as well, coming out soon. Can't give you a release date on that because it's kind of under lock, kind of secret right now. But when it is ready, I will let you guys know. In fact, you'll be the first to know because I will be debuting it on my YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe to me and check it out. Also, I am working on doing another play, which is awesome. My first experience with my play happened a couple years ago. It was great. It's called The Invisible. It was sold out, packed out house. It was so awesome to star and direct and produce, write my first play and have it go off so well. So I make sure to do something else coming up here soon in the next year. So I'm really excited to have some great things coming out.
Michael Terry wants to know, do you see writing as a career?
Definitely, definitely, definitely. I always believe what you're passionate in is your career and should be your career. My main passions in life have been my music and my writing. I can say that one is always the mistress to the other. They just kind of go hand in hand. Definitely, if you believe that you could do it, then do it. Whatever you set your mind to, like I said before, do it. And for me, I've always said this, and my mom will kill me and she hates it when I say this, but for me, music and writing is everything to me. If I can't do it, well, it's almost like dying slowly. So for me, it is who I am, it's what I do.
Marie Devers wants to know, if you had to do it all over again, would you change anything in your latest book?
I would not change a thing. Here's why. What I've learned growing up in school is you have girls that love to read and you have guys that don't. So I learned the perfect match to that is get a book that's going to get people's attention from the start, always have you thinking, guessing what's next, always have twists and turns, but then also make sure that it's not 300 to 400 pages because a lot of people aren't going to read that. So my books are small and tiny, but there's so much impacted in just those 100 or 200 pages. I wouldn't change a thing. I think I put just the right amount of stuff. It was very hard to cut myself off though, because I really wanted to keep going and rolling to the next book, but I'm glad that I left it where I did. A little bit of a cliffhanger, so I'm sorry guys, but I'm glad I left it where it is because it gives you something to look forward to coming up. Michelle
Jones wants to know, do you recall how your interest in writing originated?
I really have to give that to my mom. My mom used to read to me every night when I was a little girl, and it's actually one of my best and fondest memories. That's one of the things I love most about her, was that she introduced me to a lot of things, and that really shaped, the whole writing side of who I am. I always wanted to create the stories. In fact, you know, I know she used to get tired of me and read it again, read it again, read it again. I remember one night she read like the same book like 3 or 4 times, and you know, it just, the way that she would read the stories to me and act out each character and just totally get into it. I have memories that will last me a lifetime. I hope one day when God blesses me to have kids, I'm able to give them the same, because there's truly nothing like it. And from that experience, it inspired me to say one day I'm going to write my own stories, and I'm going to make sure that I put my voice and become each character in it so that it can come alive for whoever's reading it too. And so I got to give that one to my mom.
Karen Smith wants to know, can you share a little of your current work with us?
Okay, I knew this question was going to come up, never fails. Okay, so I'll give you just a little insight to DNA that's coming up, so you guys will be ready for that. DNA, well, first let me just say this. Shadows of Truth, the series, is about different families in a community who all come together, who are all tied together by the church that they attend. And each book you'll learn about a new family, but as you're learning about this new family, they are intertwined and connected to cast members and characters from the first books and the books prior to, and they all interact with each other. It's just a lot of drama, a lot of twists, a lot of turns. If you're into love stories, there's triangles and love stories. If you're into action, there's action. If you're into total just messy Jerry Springer, Maury type drama, we got that too. You know, we have some superstardom in there. It's totally great. I'm right now with DNA writing a story about a family who has been torn apart due to a situation involving the father and one of the daughters. They don't get along at all, and it's all about their coming, I want to say it's all about them coming to terms with what happened with their family, getting past it, moving forward. But while they're doing that, you got Michelle, you got Monique, you got Derek, who's moved back into the community, starting his ruckus. You got the pastor, you got Bree, you got all kinds of things coming to head and fruition from the first book. So it's lots of drama, lots of chaos. You're gonna love it. Stay tuned.
Stuart Hansen wants to know, what was the hardest part of writing your book?
Okay, so Stuart, the hardest part of writing my book was, okay, Stuart, I'm lying to you. There was no hard part to write the book. You know why there's no hard part to write a book? Because if you want to do it, you can do it. I would say the hardest part for me would be going back and revising. The revision is always kind of the hardest part for me. The grammar. I'm great at creating. To be honest with you, my grammar sucks. But don't tell anybody. Anyway, so that's always the hard part for me. It's not so much the creation of it, but it's really the revision and going back in and dotting all your I's, crossing your T's. That is a tedious process for me. I don't really like it, but it's all rewarding in the end. You know, you have something that you love, you have something that you don't, you do it all, it works.
Wayne Thompson wants to know, did you learn anything from writing your book, and what was it?
I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about myself from writing my book. I learned that anything is possible, but just because it's possible doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy to do. A lot of things take dedication and hard work. So I didn't realize how much work went into writing a book. I didn't realize how much it monopolizes your time. And so that's what I learned about myself. There was a lot of intimate moments with me where I sat down and had to really go through my mind with the characters and just try to figure everything out. So I would say that's really what I learned about it.
Carl Lawson wants to know, do you have any advice for other writers?
Carl Lawson. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, saw that in the movie. Can't forget about that. Can't forget about that. So any advice? Yeah. Dream big, go after your dreams and do it. Don't let nobody stop you. If you say you want to do it, put your mind to it and do it. Just do it. If you want to do it, do it. If you believe you can do it, do it. I mean, not that I'm signed up with Nike or anything, but just do it.